Well, you might be surprised to find out that there were actually many different versions of the Moses story floating about in the ancient world. For example, in some Hellenistic versions, he's mostly remembered for building a city or establishing a temple, often within Egypt itself, not in Israel. In others, he's the one who invented the alphabet through the guidance of Thoth, or the one who first introduced the Egyptians to the idea of written laws. According to the famous Roman historian Tacitus, Moses did leave Egypt to colonize Canaan, but according to that version, the Israelites were in the desert for only 6 days, arriving in Canaan with Moses on the 7th. But perhaps the most interesting variant is the one written by Manetho, who was an Egyptian priest and historian living in the Ptolemaic period. It is primarily from Manetho that we learn about an Asiatic people called the Hyksos, who temporarily ruled Lower Egypt just prior to the time of Moses, before getting kicked out and forced back to Canaan. However, Manetho also tells a story about an Egyptian priest named Osarseph, who lived just after the Hyksos period. Manetho's account and the biblical account both seem to have parallels to the reign of a historically verified pharaoh named Akhenaten, who lived around the same time as Moses and is mostly remembered for having promoted an early type of monotheism. But the bottom line is this. There are many different versions of the Moses story out there in the historical record, but none of them seem to line up nicely. The only common thread seems to be that he was some sort of renegade leader who introduced some bold ideas.